Our Norah O'Donnell is the only American network television correspondent to interview Pope Francis.
She met with him at the Vatican in May of last year.
Do you like when you are called the people's pope?
El Papa de la gente.
The Pope of the people? I've always been a pastor. You are a pastor for the people, not for yourself. A pastor has to be for the people.
Pope Francis was born Jorge Mario Bergoglio in Argentina in 1936 into a family of Italian immigrants. Bergoglio was on his way to a party when he passed a church and felt compelled to go to confession. That moment led him to the priesthood. Decades later, he became Archbishop of Buenos Aires with a focus on the poor. And in 2001, Pope St. John Paul II elevated him to cardinal. As Pope for 12 years, Francis was known for his humility. He stuck to church doctrine, but extended his hand to those he felt were marginalized, especially migrants and the LGBTQ community.
You have said, who am I to judge? Homosexuality is not a crime.
No, it's a human fact.
There are conservative bishops in the United States that oppose your new efforts to revisit teachings and traditions. How do you address their criticism?
You used an adjective, conservative. That is, conservative is one who clings to something and does not want to see beyond that. It is a suicidal attitude. Because one thing is to take tradition into account, to consider situations from the past, but quite another is to be closed up inside a dogmatic box.
What do you hope your legacy is?
I never really thought about it. The church is the legacy. The church not only through the Pope, but through you, through every Christian, through everyone. Personally, I get on the bandwagon of the church and its legacy for all.
Norah joins us, and I never get tired of watching this interview. So why do you think he decided to sit down with you?
Well, this interview was almost exactly 1 year ago, and it surrounded the Vatican's first World Children's Day, something incredibly important to Pope Francis. You know, the Holy Father has used his papacy to focus on children, what world is being left for them, whether that is for migrant children, climate change, or issues of war and peace. So in many ways, it was a reset for the church, which has been beset by the child sex abuse scandal. And in our interview, he talked about the reforms and the zero tolerance for any abuse within the church.
Norah, you spent so much time with him. What surprised you about your time with the Holy Father?
I was surprised by his warmth, his graciousness. He gave us an hour of his time for this wide-ranging conversation. I mean, popes don't give interviews, but he answered all of our tough questions about doctrines. And one of my favorite parts was when I asked him if he likes being called the people's pope. And he had this huge smile on his mouth. And I think that's exactly what he wants his legacy to be, this pastoral outreach and a legacy of inclusiveness.